Hey there! Today I'm going to talk about a pen by the brand Italix. Italix can only be purchased from mrpen.co.uk. At some point I was alerted to that brand. One of my viewers got one of their Parsons Essential pens, which I happen to have lying around here. And he said, you have to get that, please give it a shot. It was affordable, and it has a beautiful, beautiful italic nib. If you want, then Mr. Ford will cut it for you. Mr. Ford is the owner of the shop. And I gave this pen a shot, and I absolutely loved it. It's brass piano lacquer on top, nice and shiny. I love this pen so much that it ended up in Encyclopedia. So if you watch my Encyclopedia entries, I use this as a good example of an italic nib, so that you can see what an ink looks like in such a nib. We all know Parker, we all know Waterman, you know, the big players, but sometimes you want something else. And I think Italix is really a nice brand to check out, because these are very nicely made pens, if you ask me. Okay, enough excessive enthusiasm. The pen comes in this box, nice little white outer sleeve. Then we have the actual box, black box, sort of faux leather thing. I like them, they're simple but they're nice little gold lining. And then we open it up, Mr. Pen, little guy in a frock coat, and Mr. Pen, we have the actual pen. We've had the Parsons Essential, we've had the Churchman's Prescriptor, and now we have the Captain's Commission. And I think these are the pens with the coolest names in the history of fountain pens. Period. We get a little cartridge. Real men don't use cartridges, they use bottle ink. There you go. So this, bin it. And then we have, I'm just kidding, of course you can use it if you want to, it's very practical, blah 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 blah. But here's the actual pen. I'm going to cover the parts of the pen, tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and I'll do a writing sample. Okay, let's start on top of the cap. You get a beautiful black dome, which looks a bit like a raven's eye or something. As you can see, it's very reflective, looks very cool. Get a nice sort of silvery look, and just look at the texture on the cap. I think that is just absolutely wonderful. It gives it a very refined, nice look. It's heavy. The clip has a beautiful shape. I can only say refined. That's what I think of when I see this pen. Considering what you pay for it, which is, I really have to check this. One of the reasons I never mention pen prices is that I forget. In fact, I paid for the pen, including tax, €56.19. Well, that's not too bad, because, I mean, you would have pens that look like this that cost a lot more. That's one of the nice, interesting things about the Italix brand. Okay, we have the clip. Now, the clip is something I didn't really like on the Parsons Essential. I mean, the clip looks good, but it is really tight. It's so tight that I can hardly use it. On the Captain's Commission, that problem is gone. You see, it's nice, definitely flexy. I don't have a shirt pocket in view, but see, that's all. You just slide it, and it sticks. Beautiful. Works very, very well. I've already talked about the nice finish there. And what I love is the overall tapering. I'll try to hold it by the clip so that you can really see it. It's very broad there, and it just tapers down all the way. Cap completely flush with the barrel. Makes for a very nice, easy, you know, a sort of easy view in the eyes. It's very nice to look at, I think. View in the eyes is not even English. It's over 30 degrees out there. It's never that warm in the Netherlands, so my brain is melting. You will bear with me. Sorry. We have the center band right there, and on the center band it says Italix in nice little italic script. Barrel black, and then at the end there is this nice little chrome colored reflective end button. Unscrew the cap, and this is the first Italix pen I have seen that has a chrome colored, silver colored, whatever you like to call it, nib. Again, I got the Italic Broad. It's marked medium. That's because they just use medium nib, cut it off, grind it, make it italic, beautiful, works well. One thing I will say about these nibs, I've had that with my Churchman's Prescriptor and I've had that with this pen, is that they can be a little bit on the dry side. Now don't forget that there was actually tipping here which was cut off and then the whole thing was ground. It flows well. In my writing sample I use Gerban Lidete because it's a nice shading ink and in a metallic nib, you know, that looks cool. The only thing is it's a bit dry. So that may give a slightly biased view of the dryness of the pen. Right now I have not Gerban, I have Waterman Florida Blue in there, which is a very nice ink. And the writing is decidedly wetter. So it depends a little bit on the ink, and of course you can always work on the nib a bit if you think that's useful. Okay, it has Italix laser engraved in there. It has some scroll work. I think it looks pretty cool. The section, you can see there, the section is nice, tapered, flares out a bit, and then you have those threads. These threads are magnificent. They are not sharp at all. They've done that beautifully, because some people are weird. I'm one of them, and they tend to hold the pen a little highly like this, not really near the end, but a bit more there. And if the threads are sharp, you're going to feel that because they will cut into your skin a bit. With this pen, this is not an option. It's just no problem because the threads are nice and smooth. Okay, unscrew the barrel. Out comes a converter, nothing fancy, just a Schmidt converter. You get it supplied with the pen, works well, and it's a converter. Nothing special there. Okay, you can see there's a bit of a step down from the barrel. I know that some people really hate step downs. I don't find this one annoying at all. I think it works well, and that's pretty much all there's to it. That's what I can tell you about the shape of the pen. Okay, this is not a small pen, and it's very heavy, if nothing else, because of that cap. It's quite big and bulky. You can post it if you want to, and then you get a nice big pen, but a very top heavy one. Unposted, it is definitely big enough for me to use. And I don't have small hands, but it's definitely good. Okay, what do I like about it, what do I not like about it? I love the design. The finish on the cap looks superb, and this is something that could easily command a lot more money if it were made by some other brands. I am sure that there are going to be people who disagree with me, but this is something that Yardlet could turn out, and then it would be sterling silver, so it would be a lot more expensive, but as far as I'm concerned, it's that level of quality. Looks good, feels good, pleasant to the touch, no sharp edges, no sharp corners, looks good. Things about it I don't like, well, as I said, the nib is a little bit on the dry side for me personally, but that is something I'll just adjust, and then it's going to be absolutely fine. I love the size of the pen, I love the weight, it's nice, it's not too heavy, not too light, just beautiful. I think we're going to take a couple of measurements, and then a writing sample, and that's it. I put it on my scale, and it says it's 60 grams. That is inked up and with the cap on there. I don't have a very accurate scale, it's just an old letter scale. I'm going to grab my calipers there. Yep, those work. Capped. Whoops. All the dimensions are also on the side of Mr. Pen, by the way, if you want to check it. It's not so easy to measure this one because it's rounded off on almost all sides. My calipers say we've got 145 millimeters exactly capped. Uncapped, always something I love doing because there's not a lot of surface on the nib. Okay, I come down to nib. I come down to 131 uncapped. And then the section at the narrowest point, just below the point where it flares, we have a good 9 millimeters, almost 10, and all the way near the end where it meets the barrel, just above the threads, I have 11 millimeters. So those of you who like narrow sections wouldn't like this, but it's pretty heavy anyway. I don't think you would like this if you like lighter or smaller pens. And that's all there's to it. I already love it, and I haven't had it for that long. Let's do the writing sample. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye bye. Okay, boys and girls, writing with the captain's commission. Look at it flash and be nice and friendly and cool. Okay. What we have here is the Italix. Whoops. Captain's dinner for one at the captain's table. Now I wanted to write table. Uh-oh. Is it two M's? Otherwise it's commission, right? Yes, commission. Okay. Whew, that was close. The nib is a 1.3mm italic broad. And the ink, should you wonder, is Gerbin. Lit de thé. Lovely shading ink, that's why I put it in here. However, it is a bit dry, so you know, we have to take that into account. And the paper is Rhodia. Okay, bit of writing. Captain's? No, captain's table. It is very hot. It's summer. It's over 30 degrees. If my brain melts, then you know why. Oh, now see, now I just hit my tripod. It's really... I'm losing it slowly. It's because of the heat. Don't worry. Okay, bit of fast writing. I'm expecting some skips. Let's just make sure the nib is primed well. Okay, I see a couple of skips. As I said, it is a dry ink, so it's not entirely fair to say that the pen is dry. I think it's actually a property of the ink here. I'm going to write more with it, of course, and use other inks. I'll try to add a caption to the video to detail my experiences with other inks. For now, I mean, you see that under normal writing, it writes perfectly fine. It's with this super fast writing, completely illegible, that you actually run into problems, so I wouldn't attach too much value to that. About wetness, well, as I said, it's a pretty dry ink, but look at this beautiful flow, nice even patch of ink, no problems there. And this is already dry, but you know, property of the ink. Line variation, well, clearly it's an italic nib, 1.3mm at the downstroke. About 1.3mm. It's always a bit of variation, of course, in how the nib is cut. Looks good to me. Nice line variation because of the italic shape. That's why I love these nibs. They really give a nice addition to your handwriting. Looks good. I love it. I think it's another beautiful pen by Italix. Glad I got it. I hope this was useful. Have any questions, comments? Feel free to post them below. That was dry. That's better. I'll gladly answer them. And until then, I'll see you later. Bye bye.